everyone, my name's Stealth Clown and you're watching a Call of Duty video. It's been a while since I've actually sat down and just recorded my own personal sort of video here with my own gameplay and whatnot. Been very busy. Stuff outside of PPRGaming, of course, university, homework, relationships, the whole thing. But I just thought it'd be nice to sit down and have a little talk about some stuff. Some deep stuff, some not so deep stuff. A little bit of an overview of the channel so far, and say a few thank yous, and talk about a few things that we've got on the table for coming up. So this is a long gameplay. It's over 15 minutes long, so that should give me hopefully ample enough time, and hopefully in that 15 minutes you will not be bored. But I think it would be a good idea to just get all the stuff out of the way. So yeah, this gameplay I'm playing with some friends who I know outside of the internet, people I actually know in real life. Flowers by Irene is in this match, of course, and basically we lose this first round, but then we end up pulling it back and winning, and I have a good score. I get like 37 kills and 17 deaths or something like that. But today, the first thing I want to talk about, well, the first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you very much for 100 subs. That's me clapping for you guys. I really do mean that, and so does Flowers by Irene and Yesterday's Jam and Wet Whistle. We all thank you very much for the 100 subs. Bigger channels may think, it's only 100 subs, but because bigger channels may lose or gain 100 subs in a day. But when you're a smaller channel like us, we honestly do appreciate it, and so we'd like to thank you very much for choosing to subscribe to PPRGaming, and of course PPRminecraft, which is what I'm going to be talking about next. As you may or may not know, Yesterday's Jam and Wet Whistle decided that it would be a good idea to have a separate channel under the PPR banner entirely devoted to Minecraft. And they've moved over and they've got a similar channel. If you haven't subscribed to it, I would recommend that you do, because I can actually personally say, as someone who's viewed all of their videos, that they're actually very good. They're quite entertaining, and yeah, definitely should head over and subscribe. So I'll throw down that link in the description. Of course, there may be a few of their videos in the recommended section on the side, so you may not even need the link. But yeah, so PPRGaming and PPRminecraft, so we're spreading out, and both channels now actually have over 100 subscribers, which just goes to show that I think Minecraft is a little bit more popular on the internet than Black Ops. But never mind. And one thing I wanted to mention is the power that some of these larger channels have, and the ability that they have to make people go to a channel or ignore a channel. Like, for instance, yesterday from the time that I'm recording this, was Yesterday's Jam's 19th birthday. And so what Wet Whistle decided to do was he made a ginormous Minecraft cake, and he made a video out of it, and it was about 30 seconds long, and he posted it on YouTube, and the Syndicate Project liked it. And if you don't know who the Syndicate Project is, he's a big time YouTuber. He has like 400,000 subs or something like that, and he lives in the United Kingdom. And he saw the video and he posted it on his Twitter saying, I liked this video, blah blah blah. And in the UK, this was about 1 in the afternoon, which meant in a couple of hours all the little school kiddies would be coming home, and they would log onto their computers, go onto YouTube, and they would see the Syndicate Project has liked world's biggest Minecraft cake. And literally in one night, PPRminecraft went from, I think, 28 subscribers to 130, and that video actually was the first PPR video that actually broke the YouTube count. It went up to 305 and then stops for a couple of hours. So that was very good. We all got very excited for that. It obviously was a huge boost for PPRminecraft, and it was also, I'm pretty sure, the video that sent a few more subscribers over to PPRGaming. So it's amazing how good an effect a big time YouTuber can have. All they have to do is like one video, and for a smaller channel like ours, we're small but serious. Small but serious in a light-hearted way. We have fun, but we like to put a bit of effort into our stuff. So it's good to have both channels over 100 subs, and it also generates a bit of friendly competition. There's Yesterday's Jam and Wet Whistle now have the bragging rights of saying, "Well, look at us, we've got more subs than you, and we've been around for a shorter period of time," which is always healthy. I think competition is healthy in this sort of thing because it drives both sides to do better, to improve, to outdo each other, and of course to come together and sort of cooperate, which is what Wet Whistle and myself did with our Gears of War 2 Road to Ruin playthrough. If you haven't seen that, I'd recommend you get on there because we've had a lot of positive feedback on that series. A lot of people thought it was quite entertaining, so I shall throw down a few links in that description. And Jesus Christ, I realise there's probably going to be a lot of links in this description, so yeah, you might want to check out all those links. So, and in terms of what what's going to be happening in the future, at some point there's most likely going to be a video where Flowers by Irene talks about why he thinks Modern Warfare 3 is not simply going to be Modern Warfare 2.5. Now, this has been a subject of great debate and argument amongst us PPR founding members, and it's amazing that we haven't actually had our hands around each other's throats. But yeah, Yesterday's Jam and myself Yesterday's Jam doesn't really mind the whole thing. I think that Battlefield 3 is going to be a better game, and I think that Modern Warfare 3 is just going to be Modern Warfare 2.5. Wet Whistle believes the same as I believe, and Flowers by Irene is quite adamant that Modern Warfare 3 is definitely a good standalone title, and not at all something that could have been a simple DLC patch costing 12 million Microsoft points or whatever. But so that's something to look forward to. As you know, last week Resistance 3 was released. If you're a PlayStation 3 owner and you're a fan of shooters, I would strongly recommend you get on and buy that. I have bought it and I've completed the campaign and I absolutely loved it. The ending was a little bit, the ending of the campaign, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's just say the ending was a little bit like, you know, it's been 3 games and you've gone through all this epic struggle and the whole Chimera mystery, so you'd think that by now the final big reveal of what the Chimera might be would sort of be there, but alas, the ending of the 3rd game, which I'm assuming will be the last in the Resistance series on the PlayStation, sort of left me thinking, oh, well, okay, you know, okay, cool, I guess, we struggled for 10 years to fight the Chimera, and yeah, okay, cool, fine, fair enough. But you'll have to play the game and see what I'm talking about. And so yeah, definitely, if you're a shooter fan and you're a PlayStation 3 owner, definitely get Resistance 3. And the reason I bring this up is because Wet Whistle and myself are going to be doing some co-op playthrough of the campaign. Not too sure at this stage if we're going to do the whole campaign because you know, people I don't know, people historically on their YouTube channels, when they've done Let's Plays, so when they've done a playthrough of an entire campaign, have very rarely have been able to keep an audience's attention for the whole series, especially if it's a rather long campaign and you're only uploading videos that are 10-15 minutes long a time. It can take you sometimes 50 parts to do a whole playthrough. Look at people like Only Use Me Blade doing his San Andreas playthrough. The only difference is that people actually like watching it. So Only Use Me Blade is very lucky because there are lots and lots of Let's Plays who just stop, you know, after 10 or 12 episodes. So we may not do the whole campaign. We may just sort of give you bits and pieces here and there. But whether or not we do slices or the whole campaign, we shall try to make it as entertaining and as upbeat as possible. From what I remember from playing the campaign solo, that there would be a lot of opportune moments for some co-op shenanigans. You know, taking a few advantages of some funny situations, some funny characters that could easily be made fun of, like the overbearing Christians that you encounter in the game, who somehow have not been killed, because their method of protecting themselves involves prayer and not shooting at Chimera. Frankly, how they're alive is a miracle. Which brings me on to what I wanted to talk about. This is where we're getting into the deep end of this conversation. And that's why I picked this gameplay, because it's so long. You know, the first half I wanted to get all the thank yous and the upcoming stuff out of the way and talk about something which happened to me at university a week ago, 8 days ago, yeah, 9 or 8 days ago. And if you're a fundamentalist right-wing Christian or left-wing Christian, I don't even know what it is. If you're a hardcore Christian, you may want to stop watching the video right now. So I'm sitting at uni in the cafe underneath one of the libraries, and it's a Friday afternoon. It's been a very long day. I've had lectures all morning. I've been doing electron microscopy labs and you know, I'm a bit tired, but you know, I'm sort of in a good mood. I'm feeling good after doing a long, hard day's work. And I'm sitting there, and this elderly man, who later introduced himself as Roger, and this other young guy who I can't remember the name of, and frankly don't care, came over and said to me, "Hi, can we talk to you for a few moments about religion and Christianity?" And I immediately, in my brain, was screaming, "No, piss off!" But I was too tired to be angry, and these people had asked very politely, so I made the grave mistake of saying, "Sure, pull up a chair." And they said a few minutes, but what was meant to be a few minutes, in my head I interpreted as meaning a maximum of 8 minutes. Now I could live with 8 minutes. You know, there's not a lot of things that we would be happy spending 8 minutes doing. But I was so tired I really didn't give a shit. But what I thought would be 8 minutes turned into 40 minutes. It was 40 minutes of Roger and the other young person sitting there telling me about why I should build a personal relationship with God in order to save my soul from eternal damnation. For when I died, I would be judged before His Holiness, and I would be cast aside if I didn't believe in Him and sent to hell. And I must admit, this was an experience that, I don't know, I guess this is what would happen if you actually listen to those people who knock on your door and ask you if you want to listen about Jesus, and you say politely or impolitely in some cases, "You know what, no, I'm really not interested and I would like you to leave." So anyway, I sat there for 40 minutes listening to Roger talk, and he pulled out all these pamphlets and booklets and stuff, and it was all very overwhelming, and he had this little booklet with had all passages from the Bible quoted out in it. It was supposedly evidence about how God is real and how hell is real and how you need to build a personal relationship with God. He said the phrase personal relationship with God an awful lot in the 40 minutes. And the whole time I was thinking, well, if it's a personal relationship with God, why don't you fuck off and let me reject God myself? Because I told him, you know, I'm an agnostic borderlining on atheism. Now, an agnostic is basically, you know, you'll believe it when you see it. And even when you see it, you'll probably try to find some logical reasoning for seeing something miraculous or something that other people might interpret as being, you know, an act of God. For instance, someone miraculously healing from cancer. It's, you know, the people who say Jesus does it, but it could just be something in their gene makeup that for some reason decided to kick the cancer out of their body. I don't know. So maybe that's why Roger decided to attack with such ferocity and to really push the idea that I needed to make a personal relationship with God. And I sat there for 40 minutes, and after the whole spiel, I couldn't bring myself to tell them to fuck off. Because that's what I really wanted to do. Even though they were really nice, polite people, but the stuff that they were saying, I just didn't agree with. And so what ended up happening is somehow, and I don't know how this happened, he ended up getting my mobile phone number and my email address, and I got his mobile phone number and email address, and I put all of this information in my bag, went home, forgot about it, that's it, done. However, the next week, so on the Thursday, so less than a week later, I get a call from Roger saying, "Oh, when are you free tomorrow on Friday?" And I really didn't want to meet up, but again, I couldn't bring myself to say no. And I ended up meeting up again on Friday, and I had made the decision that on Friday I was going to go there and I was going to sit him down and I was going to say, "Listen, Roger, no disrespect, but I really don't believe in what you're selling to me right now, and I really think that this is a decision that I would like to make myself. I would like to be able to say to myself, no, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in Christianity, and I don't believe that if I die, I'm going to go to hell." But, so I rehearsed this great big speech in my head, and I went down to the cafe at uni to meet Roger and to explain this to him. And I get in there, and I say, "Hey Roger, how's it going?" And then he says, "Oh, have you met David?" And he turns around, and there's this guy there, David. And this threw me off guard a bit, and I have a feeling that David is what we would call a poster boy, because David was, I don't know, late 20s, early 30s, tanned, tall, muscular, broad shoulders, done-up hair, bright blue eyes, very white, flashy teeth, chiseled chin. You know, he was every inch, you know, a defined person. And he, again, seemed so nice, I couldn't bring myself to say no. I couldn't bring myself to say, You know, I don't want what you're selling. And so what ended up happening is I spent the next 40 minutes listening to the whole spiel again. And guess what? I now have another meeting next week. And I could not believe how I had so easily been put into having another meeting, which means next week I have to go back and explain it to them again. And the longer I put this off, the longer I put off telling them, no, I'm not interested in being a Christian, the more they're going to think I'm actually going to become a Christian, and it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have a white collar around my neck preaching to the masses when I'm not actually a Christian. So what I'm basically trying to say is, if there's something you want to tell someone, if there's something you don't want to do, if someone keeps asking you to do something and you're too much of a nice person to actually tell them to fuck off, just force yourself to do it. Just say, look, fuck off. I don't want to be a Jehovah's Witness. I don't want to be a Scientologist. I don't want to be a Muslim. I don't want to be a Christian. I don't want to have anything to do with religion. That's just me. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to do this. And if you don't want to do it, neither should you. Because if it's a personal relationship with God, then you shouldn't have someone else telling you to break up with him or hook up with him or whatever the fuck he does to you. Have a nice day.